I, 34 female, have been with my husband, 38, for over 10 years. From the outside, we had a wealthy, comfortable life. We have no kids since we are both child-free. He's smart, loyal, and would do anything for the people he cares about. People respect him. His family built this town, and he's from generational wealth. The kind of man I pursued all my life, but didn't know how to appreciate. Our bedroom went quiet a couple years ago. It started slowly. Fewer touches, less eye contact, routine replacing connection. He worked quite a bit, and I was always tired. We'd go weeks without really seeing each other. We functioned well, but emotionally and physically, I felt alone. At first, I blamed myself. Then I started blaming him. Last year, I reconnected with someone I knew from years ago. Let's call him A. It started online, just catching up after years. He was easy to talk to. At some point, he got flirty. I flirted back. That led to phone calls, long conversations late at night, and eventually we met for coffee. We ended up getting a hotel room and made the plunge. I didn't plan to cheat, but I also didn't stop it when it started going there. What I didn't expect was the emotional part. I caught feelings. He said he did too. We started talking about how unhappy we were in our marriages, how things could be different, how we'd do it better. It felt real, like I'd finally woken up after being asleep for years. And yes, I justified it to myself every step of the way, telling myself my husband didn't care, that we were basically roommates, that I was unloved. I told myself lies because I needed them to survive the guilt, to keep doing what I was doing. Then I got sloppy. My husband walked in on me texting A late at night. It didn't look good. He asked what was going on. I froze. I just said it was someone I worked with and downplayed it. He knew something was off. A week later, we had a close call. My husband came home early on a day he said he had meetings and A was over. We had finished by that time and were clothed and just sitting on opposite ends of the couch on our phones. But it looked bad. It didn't take much for him to connect the dots. I confessed the emotional affair, even though the air smelled of our actions. I still tried to hold back the physical part. That came out a few days later when I couldn't handle the guilt anymore. What happened next was awful. He slept in the guest room. He'd still cook dinner, do the dishes, walk the dog. But there was no emotion, no warmth. He told me he needed space, that he wasn't sure if this was something we could come back from, but he didn't leave. That gave me hope. I cut things off with A, or tried to. He understood, but he also kept urging me to not close him out permanently. He said he didn't want to pressure me, but that he still felt connected to me. We kept texting, less than before, but I felt like I still had him in the background, which was enough for me. It was wrong, but I didn't want to let go. After about 2 weeks, husband said he wasn't interested in continuing this arrangement anymore. He said he didn't want to pretend we could fix this, that he wouldn't play along for the sake of image. He said I could either leave quietly or he'd tell our families and mutual friends what I'd done. He also mentioned Aura, said if I didn't end it and leave, he would tell A's wife everything. He said it without anger. It wasn't a threat meant to scare me. It was a simple statement, a line in the sand. He didn't want anything more from me anymore. He just wanted me gone. And now I'm panicking. I've spent the last 10 years in this life, this house, this wealth. I don't have family nearby. Most of my friends are our friends. I haven't worked full-time in years. I've been doing a lot of volunteering because it's important to keep the image. I have some savings, but I'm used to a certain way of life. I wanted him to fight for us, but he didn't. A says he wants to just be friends for now, but he still sees a future. But the truth is, we both know it's not safe to keep talking. I don't want to wreck what's left of my marriage, but I also can't seem to let go of the feeling I had with A. That sense of being alive again, desired, important. My husband is a good man. He doesn't deserve any of this. He's traditional. He values loyalty, truth, commitment. He's never hurt me. He believes in family and stability and doing the right thing, even when it's hard. And I betrayed that. I know the right answer is to own what I did and let him go if I can't give 100%. But the thought of losing the life we built terrifies me. We have a good life, beautiful house, financial security, but he's shutting me out now. And in a lot of ways, it feels cruel. Update. I've gone back and forth on posting this. I don't want to debate the morality of what I did. I'm not trying to justify anything, and I'm not proud of how I handled it. But I want to be honest about where I am now, in case it helps anyone who's spiraling like I did. After my husband made me leave, I hit a dark place. I didn't eat. I barely slept. I started obsessing over every conversation, every moment, trying to figure out what to do to fix it. I wrote long letters, deleted half of them. I threatened to unalive myself if he didn't take me back, but he didn't. At my lowest point, I thought about ending everything, that I'd caused too much pain to ever make things right, that I was broken beyond repair. The shame felt physical. It made my skin burn. My chest hurt all the time. But I didn't do it. I called a hotline one night when it got unbearable. Then I went back to therapy. I told the full truth about the affair, the lying, the way I twisted reality to protect myself. I told her I didn't know who I was anymore. She told me something that stuck. You're not your worst decision. You're the person deciding what to do next. It's been 3 months now since D-Day. He told his family everything. His family harassed me constantly. It took them weeks to stop sending me texts and midnight prank calls, which drove me nuts. It was exhausting. I heard from one of them that his dad called me a mistake they saw coming. I hate all of them so much. I also learned that people in town are talking. I ran into someone at the grocery store who looked at me like I'd kicked their dog. I get that it's a small community, but I didn't expect to be labeled public enemy number one just for briefly stepping outside my marriage. I don't talk to A anymore. That ended a while back. He didn't follow through on his divorce. He said he was trying, that he was working things out with a lawyer, but that there were complications with kids and finances. We had one final conversation where he said he hoped I'd figure things out, but he was moving on, and I don't blame him. The connection we had was real, but it came from a place of pain and confusion. It wasn't healthy. I was using him to escape something I didn't have the tools to face. Therapy's ongoing. That's the only stable thing right now. We've talked a lot about shame and how it roots itself into your identity if you don't confront it. I've started writing things down every morning just to clear my head. Sometimes it's just a sentence. I don't want to disappear today. Other times I write full pages. It helps, even if it doesn't feel like progress. My ex hasn't spoken to me since the day I moved out. Not one word. I sent him a message once, apologizing again, not asking for anything, just trying to acknowledge the damage. He never responded. That silence says everything he's not saying. I can't blame him for that. I've lost the life I built, the reputation I had, the stability I depended on, and maybe that's what I needed to finally stop looking outward for validation. I don't know what comes next. A future with A feels foggy and complicated. Going back isn't an option, though how I wish it were. If you're where I was, mid-affair, full of justifications, half-truths, mental gymnastics, please stop and think about the person on the other side. Not just the spouse, yourself. What part of you is reaching for something outside instead of turning inward? And if you've already blown it all up and are trying to piece together what's left, know that your life isn't over. You won't fix it overnight. You might not get forgiven, but you're not worthless. You're not the sum total of your worst moment.